Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Okay. Any changes or additions to the agenda?
Yes, I move to change 4.c.4 to resignation.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying no. Okay, motion carries. Agenda is amended. So I would consider a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please signify by saying nay.
Nay.
All right, I vote aye. Motion carries. On to hearings of individuals and groups.
Yeah, it should be Friday.
Sorry.
It's fast. Hiding a minute in the bushes. Trying to keep your eye.
It's just pride.
I know, I'm sorry. Snuck up on you tonight.
I know, well, I was just trying to stay out of the rain.
That's what I thought. You were hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We good?
Good, Mr. Poole.
All right, so I want to do something a little different tonight.
You will.
Okay, something a little different. I want to talk about bullying. Something you probably haven't heard of in a long time. Okay, we concentrate on other things. But I want to take it from a standpoint of, I said back in May that I wanted to work with the school board, not against the school board, and I hold true to that today. I mean, I know we've had some stuff, but I really truly want to encourage the board, encourage the district, and all of that. In districts around the country, not specific to ours, but it is ours at times, but there is a big problem with bullying within schools. Every school district has anti-bullying policies and all that, including ours. But I want us to really think how we take our anti-bullying stance and policies, but also apply them to ourselves. Okay? Right now, as a district, we're being bullied. Okay? We are being bullied. We are being bullied by Olympia. In the press, in threats to our district. You could say that's political, you could say that's in the law and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's bullying. Okay, and I hope Chris Reichdahl hears this recording. He is bullying us through the press. Now, there's three ways. Okay, I've been told for months, okay, I'm not a doctor. I can't speak on vaccines or masks, but I am a self-defense instructor for 20 years, and I have done hundreds of anti-bullying seminars. I can speak on this from a position of authority. There are three ways to deal with bullies. You fight, flight, or you become the bully to the bully. It's really the three options you have. Okay? And when you say fight, it doesn't mean fist fight them. It means stand up to the bully, stand your ground. Flight is always, it's an option, but it's never the best option because the more you cower, the more you run away, the more the bullying continues. Okay? Or sometimes you have to build a coalition that will rise up together and become the bullies to the bully. At the end of the day, OSPI, Jay Inslee, Bob Ferguson, whoever, they are our bullies right now. And as a district, as a community, I feel we really need to come up with a way to counter the bullies, because that's what we would want our kids to do. We would want them somehow in a positive way to stand up and confront those situations. But we can't tell kids to do that if we're not doing it ourselves. Okay? When Chris Reichdahl goes out in the media and does these threats through the media, I would urge our district to not stay silent. I would urge our district and people involved in it to get back in the media and say, here's the deal. Okay, I'm going to give Mr. Marshall right now a ton of credit. I loved what he said. You want somebody fired? come here and do it. And that should be the mantra. Okay? That's how you stand up to a bully. Okay? And then they're going to come back with another threat, and you just hold the same mantra. This is us. This is our decision. This is how we're doing it. Okay? Because we've had this situation we've had. There's more situations coming down the line. Warned you back in May that all these situations were coming, and every single one has been hit, and we got more coming. Okay? So I really urge you guys to take the bullying mindset and stand up to the bully. Don't run from the bully because it only gets worse. Okay? Do what we want our children to do. I heard that. Thank you. Best of luck to both of you. Okay? Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. Okay, next up will be superintendent comments.
Okay. Let's see. Tyler, are you ready? Whoops.
Yes, I'm bringing it up now. Sorry.
Sorry. I want to report out on some of the buildings and some of their activities. And I want to start off with Columbia Crest Academy. The preschool students have been working hard on their fine motor skills. They each have their own tub of manipulatives to work with. Also, they've been working on a crayon grip as well. I forgot all about that fun stuff as a kindergartner, doing those sorts of things. And counting and identifying numbers. And in Mrs. Datillo's middle school science class, students are actively learning about animal cells, and that's what we have here. Is a picture of Aiden with his finished 3D model cell model. All the secondary students are creating a model at home and bringing them in later.
I like cake models. I can't think of a better way.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. Is that a cake? Anyway, so that was from Columbia Crest Academy. Eatonville Elementary School wanted to report out that their conferences were resounding success. They had excellent turnout, and teachers reported great success despite the challenges of holding them virtually. Eatonville L also had great success hosting the GRITS program fall pumpkin patch presentation. More than 130 students participated despite the rain, wind, elements, and moved to multiple locations. That was Eatonville L. Next up, we have some pictures from Eatonville Middle School. And so they just wanted to share some of the sights that they see on a fairly regular basis. So the first one, we have this beautiful sunset that we had. Second was some artwork with some geography and I think some geology thrown in there from one of the classes as well. A lot of these are up in the hallway, so they're visual to people as they walk by and for the students, which is really important to display student work. It's a wonderful way of validating all the stuff that they do. Okay, Tyler? Again, some more of the geography and geology work spread throughout the hallways. Okay. A little bit of middle school abstract art as far as abstract gets. And if you guys can remember back when you were that age, this is when we just start thinking abstractly, and we kind of stretch our brains a little bit. And it's fun and challenging. And I worked at a middle school for 6 years, and it was always interesting to see the different levels of the kids, even throughout the 2 or 3 years that they were there with us, and how they just started stretching in their minds the things that they would do. But drawing is very important. It's extremely important, and not just for little kids. Sometimes we forget that our big kids need to be doing it as well. And that was something that we did when I was a high school principal. We had students do as much artwork as possible. We allowed them to express some of their answers and through their artwork. Again, some more other abstract thinking and art, throwing some color schemes in there. More fun stuff that we got going there. Getting a little bit of the Halloween spirit as well. one I wasn't quite sure of, but that was abstract. Yeah, thanks, Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was from the middle school. The high school wanted to report out kind of the same thing. They had a great conference week. Teachers reported that parents who signed up for the conference were good about actually attending. The online format didn't seem to hinder it in any way. Conversations were positive and productive, and they had a lot of interchange and a chance to kind of show the kids work off as well, and then kind of the next steps of the assignments and where they were heading as far as the curriculum goes. The boys cross country team took fourth in districts last week. The state meet is Saturday in Pasco, and we have several students who will be involved with that. The girls swim team finished a great season. They had 9 swimmers qualifying for the district finals this Saturday. Boys tennis team had several athletes competing in a district tournament on Thursday and Friday too if they win. And the Cruiser football team remains undefeated and has their first postseason playoff match against Seton Catholic tomorrow at Bethel High School. And that concludes my reports.
Very good, thank you. Thank you, Gary. All right, so we move on to superintendent comments. Anybody have any comments you'd like to make?
Sure. Yeah, I've said it before. This is just for the record. Like, I think we're all frustrated at the lack of local control and inability to make some decisions. I don't necessarily disagree with, all of the actions taken today. There were a couple, but I have a real hard time with the threats that we have been getting from Olympia, specifically regarding funding, and it pains me to see a state agency unilaterally changing administrative code, which is law in the state of Washington, without any public input and without any real public announcement of it, not even to us as board members. And I think it's just absolutely disgusting and goes against the democratic process that we have in this country to unilaterally change a law without public input, especially one that implicates the education of our children and being able to coerce our hands in following policies that we don't always believe in. And the fact that they unilaterally did this without public input and it's whack, 392.117.080. I mean, it's in direct violation of our Constitution. 392.117.080 is in direct violation of the Washington State Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, which was reaffirmed by our Supreme Court here in Washington in the McCleary decision that guarantees our funding. So I have been asked many times what people can do. Well, there's the law if somebody wants to look into it and see what available courses of action there are.
Very good. Anybody else? All right.
Well, I want to recognize our boys cross country team and congratulate them. And I'm super excited for the girls who are going on to districts. I think at this time, it's really important that we recognize the successes of our students and the great things that they have going on. I know that there's a lot of great learning going on. And I want to point out that as our football team is heading into the finals, that we do not have the opportunity to host them on our own field. And that's a little bit heartbreaking for me. But I hope we can all show up and cheer them on. And Bethel, I'm so proud of the hard work that they're all doing and so grateful to the parents for supporting them. I know that even just transportation for all of our athletes has been a struggle, and the parents have stepped up. So grateful to our parents and to our community for the work that they do, not just around sports, but we really know that there's great academic learning going on at every level. I'm grateful to our teachers and staff, all of the staff, including the ones listed on our agenda today. I'm just so grateful for your service and the work that they've done on our behalf and on behalf of our students.
Very good.
I echo what Rhonda said, and I also, and what Matt said, I appreciate both of them for what they said and what we stand for. And we know what we stand for. We believe in it. have been put in an awful situation. In all my years of being on the board, this is the worst situation I've ever had to deal with. I do applaud the staff for the hard work that they've done. I know I've talked with a few of them, and there's some exhaustion there. And I try to encourage them. I've been delivering chocolate, because I'm full of just trying to give them an encouragement and let them know that we're there for them. Encourage them as much as possible. And that's an important thing, that we just keep the encouragement going with people and support them.
Well, pile on as well. I mean, echo everything said. It's crazy, crazy times. But to also really, really applaud our staff and the community that are all working really hard to make this year as normal as we can make it. Thank you for that. All those folks working hard to keep us in school, keep the sports going. Yeah. Go ahead, Gary.
I'm sorry, there's one thing I forgot, and Director Litzenberger reminded me of it when you were talking about the football team. This morning, I was on a remote meeting with the Thurston County superintendents, and the Hope Williams superintendent, in front of about 20 of us, stopped the meeting and said, I want to point out that we just got done playing Eatonville in football. And he said, we have 3 seniors, and none of them played. They were all sick. They couldn't make the game. So basically, we had a JV team out there. And he said, after the game got started, as soon as things started going a certain direction, the coach started pulling players and putting in the younger kids so that they can play. And he said it was a class act, and he wanted to mention that in front of everybody. And he said that hasn't been true all season with some of the teams we played. But here's a team that's going on to state. They're trying to, build a reputation. He said they could have made an example of us and scored all day long, and they did. And he said he went and found the coaches, and he said after the game, our team went up and congratulated the other team like they just won. So I wanted to make sure I pointed that out, because it isn't just about the sports, it's the sportsmanship, and we're trying to develop young men and women into being good role models, and that's a perfect example of that.
It is, and that's a great example of the kind of person Coach Kralik is and his entire group. They're great coaches, great mentors, and just good people. So it's great to hear, but not surprising.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you for
Glad you remember that.
It's important that we recognize the great things that they do.
And just that the other superintendent recognized and wanted to say something and let people know.
It was heartfelt. It was very nice.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay. If anybody have anything else? Okay, well, let's adjourn this meeting. It's 7:18.
Close to a record.